18. Be intent. A mind produces a body in its activities, and illusion creates a mind. Mind is resolute and thoughtful, but intelligence is uncertain. Mind is perceptive and suspicious. Egoism is sensitive. Mind is memorable. Mind is the collection of experiences of a man. Mind is the treasure house of the feelings collected by sense organs. Mind is extended throughout the sense organs and is a fine material only. Mind is the combination of different kinds of matters. Mind is the most exalted product of inanimate objects. Matter remains in the practical existence of the universe. A matter is never static. Movement is one of its symptoms. Mind is not a material but is the result of some actions of brain. The movements of some materials inside the brain is mind. Mind consists of the flowing thoughts. Mind is like an ever-changing flow. Mind is always changing and is a new flow cut out from the previous flow of material. Man is the highest result of change in characteristics of materials, as a young bird is the result of change in characteristics of an egg. High qualities have been flourished with the historical flow of evolution in human life. Self-consciousness is the highest attainment of life and mind. As long as life is there, mind will also be there. The activities of thinking and remembrance stop before temperature, perspirations and all other symptoms of life are stopped. That means mind also dies. Remembrance, knowledge, thought, mind etc. have no existence without a body. A man's mind is brought up on the basis of his conduct, behavior, taste, culture etc. Mind and thought grow up depending on the reality of environment. After the birth of a man, many scenes, words and other feelings react in brain. Later on, the knowledge of alphabets and language is added to it. A mind cannot make an idea about two things at a time. And its natural progress is the conception from the rough to a fine one. Mind is the flow of a changing sensation, feelings and thoughts. A man's heart is the combination of his mind, intelligence, egoism and mentality. The working intelligence remains in the inner mind as intuition. Mind sees and counterfeel various matters of the five sense organs. As such, a man does not accept the sight and remarks of another. A man's mind is habituated to more independently in the fields of thoughts and imaginations, and a body is the follower of its mind. It is mind which gives meaning to a meaningless matter. So, make your mind proud of purification. As much as a mind will be purified, it will be easier to control it quickly. As much as a man's mind becomes controlled and simple, he will be able to enter very easily to all the matters of high thoughts. A mind is active on a body, and again a body is also active on a mind. Let the mind run according to its wish, but keep an eye to its movements. Observe the cycles of the mind. Analyzes the mind with the informations of motion, nature and power. A man's mind is activated with feelings and emotion. The reaction of a mind is encouragement. A mind always searches the way to meet up its hunger and sex. Body is the home of mind. Demands of a body are limited, for example, oxygen, food, rest, sleep etc. But the demands of a mind are unlimited. The appetite of a mind is interest and enthusiasm. Shame, sorrow, fear etc. are the roots of opposition and obstructions, the source of which are the subsided wishes and wills. Although a mind is very much dynamic and is controlled by willful acts, only by change of mentally, real change is possible. The word man derives from the word mind, that means a thoughtful creature. Mind is the result of one's conduct. When some feelings go away, some other feelings fill up the gap of a mind. Mind or brain is the combination of some mentalities or activities. Mind is bright and sacred. It is related with some outward communication of consciousness. In the absence of sexual thought, mind becomes attentive to work, sense of equality arises in as the mind thinks, it is called thought. A mind is normally restless. One is to lead his mind towards honest way by his wisdom. Time the hunter surrounds a restless mind to destroy it fully. Inequity is the root of destruction. The mind which is conducted towards an honest way is the most useful one. Man attains supremacy over his mind through yoging. A mind is basically clean, pure and luminous, but changes with the habits of a man. The energy of life of a soul is sense organ. A mind is changing but the habits of a man are non-changing. Touch, pain, sense, consciousness, concentration, sense organs and mental purification are the 7 kinds characteristics of the heart. Profit, loss, happiness, sorrow, honor, dishonor, praise, conversion, blame are the main of heart stimulators. Consider these as quite natural phenomena of the world, so those are not important. When the sufferings of the heart out of sexual desire, anger, offensive attribute, etc. go away, the heart with profound knowledge remains fully free from influences of sex, anxiety and other seen and unseen illusions. When a conception arises in a mind it notifies the same and an outburst is created and motion is produced. When a mind is about to work, love is created by debate and judge with it. With the purity of a lovely and cheerful mind, the physical and mental pains are relieved. The science by which the inward and outward matters of a body can be known and on the basis of that something can be thought, it called mind. With repeated thinking a thought becomes stable or being produced in the heart. There are 4 stages of human mentality, those are vacant, too much vacant, greatly vacant and free from everything, and this is the highest stage. In the mental and material worlds, firstly comes the fascination to the sense organs and then a great vacuum state is created there. When a mind reaches to the fully vacuum stage no sign of creativity is found there. At this stage no hypnotism, meditation and analysis works. According to the theory of the soul power of God, the world is vacant and temporary. So there is no difference between yourself and others. When a man attains the stage of the knowledge about the soul authority of God and wisdom, he should leave the greed towards material gains and to make himself free from his worldliness. A conscience is the root of all desires. A man without a conscience does not have the sense of virtues and vices. Where there is no consciousness there is no pain or comfort. Touch, pain, happiness, unhappiness, sense, consciousness, concentration, sense organs, mentality, debate, judgment, courage, love, prosody etc. restore consciousness in the mind. Happiness, unhappiness, reasons, materials, activities, dependence etc. are collected with the production and control of the mind and consciousness. Body and mind have an enormous space and as such happiness and unhappiness cover the whole mind. Controlling of mind is beneficial. Good discipline of the desires of the mind should be maintained. Subsiding restlessness and unruliness, a mind becomes well protected and a source of happiness. There are many symptoms of a mind according to its desires. Symptoms of intelligence according to the desires are confusion, false knowledge, sense of proving, memory and unconsciousness. When consciousness is lost, memory is lost, as a result knowledge is lost, it results self-destruction which is the most harmful. A mind brings cheerfulness, courage brings victory, memory brings continuity, profound wisdom destroys illusions. Heart is the mind where power of memory, imagination, foresightedness, confusion, genius, dream and debates exist. A mind is organized by knowledge, hearing, sight, thought, concentration etc. Sight, feelings, conception, happiness, unhappiness, sensation, etc. are the basic constituents of consciousness. Consciousness is centered to a person and is ever changing. Consciousness is the attribute or characteristic of a body. A lifeless material has no consciousness. Consciousness is produced due to involvement of sense organs with different matters. The conduct of a particular person is seen directly. But consciousness cannot be seen directly. Intuition is the shape and tendencies of the conscience. A mind is a intuition as a body is. We are totally nothing but a intuition. Intuition is the collection of some ingredients, situations, process, reactions, flow and occurrences. With the communication between body and mind, the qualities of conscience are created. Conscience is not having any basic quality. Intuition experiences acquired from different time and space are stored in the conscience. This intuition of conscience simultaneously stimulates the memory. Consciousness is the collection of experience of person in a particular period. Consciousness always depends on a body. Consciousness is the thought of the mind about something. Consciousness are of two kinds: by instinct and temporary. Consciousnesses should be stimulated about the matter created by emotion. Consciousness of a man are organized with the coordination of imagination, sign and truth. The consciousness stage is always busy with the present and preserves some past incidents required for the present. The unnecessary sense organs are placed in subconscious mind in the shape of waves. In the practical philosophy, mind, material and incidents are integral of each other. Although in the theoretical philosophy, consciousness is the root of existence. The unit of the world is material or incident, where mind or consciousness are irrespective. Consciousness is the biochemical theory of the actions and reactions of the subconscious mind. Consciousness is produced depending on body and mind. A motion remains so long another motion replaces it. When a mind is stimulated, it remembers a similar past incident. Remembrance is the consciousness of the similar past with a new incitement. Imagination is the consciousness of the dissimilar past with a new incitement. Memory is flourished when a particular feeling comes back again and again with the help of sense organs. Memory is the power of reproduction of past experiences. Through realization and thinking with the help of memory, not only sense of judgment but also imagination is flourished. Power of imagination, creation, and rational thought raised by education, preservation and repetition of memory. Recitation and repetition are the remembrance of memories. A man does not forget a memory which is troublesome. Perform all your works with active memories. If you can't remember your past, you will feel like a suppression on your mind. This suppression is the result of your various desires from time to time. The mind of a creature becomes filthy without any reason and again it becomes purified in the same way. A man can live with a wounded heart but it cannot be called living. When a mind is hurt it becomes inactive, innocent and foolish. Due to excessive hurt or delight a mind becomes almost static. Then the mind becomes disinterested about the outward desires and expresses its inward feelings. This state should be made stable, full-fledged and spotless through regular practice. With the feelings of a purified conscience, no difference between the subject and the object. Without consciousness, there is no existence of an outward object. There is nothing more than a mind holds. That means, a mind is the basic ingredient of all functions. Time seems longer during a dream. During awakening time seems longer or shorter according to place and time and due to happiness or unhappiness. So long you are not feeling anything, there is no existence of anything. There is no existence of any object except in the mind of a person. But there is existence of the nature. Our feelings are impartial and an object is that which is reflected in our feelings. The whole world exists in our mind. We are making our world with human reforms. An unseen conception is led by mind or imagination. This world is through space. Whatever can be seen, their minds are more peculiar than a ghost. Mind is an endless mystery to itself. In this world, it is the mind itself which is the most hidden and unknown. Every human being draws the picture of the world with his mind's personality. Sense is the list of place, time and previous experience in chronological order. The seen world, the seen reasons and the sense organs give us knowledge about the material world. The world in which you live indeed is within your heart. Body and mind are the different developed states of the inner conscience. Reality is the reflection of our inner conception. When the inner conceptions change, reality also changes. Make your present with a new confidence, leaving the reputation of old fears and desires. Any calamity is not so important, but how a mind accepts it is important. A subconscious mind is dutiful and responsible. If you want to change your status, first you are to change your way of thinking. Prepare and adjust your mind, then only stability will come in your life. A man's mind cannot bear the burden of anything unlimited. The seed of immortality lies in a man's thought. The place of occurrence of internal contradiction and obstructions of the feelings about the reality of the world is in the unconscious state of human mind. A wise man's heart is like a mirror, which loses its filthiness somehow and reflects the objects. Man is double-minded. He has two minds within himself. One is open heart and the other is good heart. One is ordinary and the other is aristocrat. One of them is a mean fellow and the other is a gentleman. In the world, there are only the two powers, power of arms and the power of mind. But when there is a clash between the power of mind and power of arms, then the power of arms is defeated to the power of mind. This mind can convert a heaven into a hell and a hell into a heaven. To have a nice mind is to live in a nice kingdom. Nobody knows when a man's mind and a duck's stomach become sick. When a mind is clean, a body also remains clean. A clean heart is required to be safe from evil deeds. Not a wealthy person, but a hearty person is a man. I won't welcome you for your wealth, I won't care you for your manpower, I won't respect you for your throne, I won't pay you respect for your physical strength, I shall only pay you respect if you have a superior mind. My mind is my mosque. A tender-aged mind can also be great if it does not waste any time. The mind which is not on duty is not enjoyable. If the mind controls the eyes will never make a mistake. When man is unmindful, then his eyes don't see anything properly. When the mind wanders, ears and eyes become inactive at that time. A man sees with eyes but understands with his mind. Eyes see very little, ears also hear very less, touch feels a little bit. But the power of a mind is unlimited. When a mind is stimulated by an outward action, it tries to understand the reality and gives you command to take necessary practical action. To surpass yourself by your mind is not to forget yourself, as flourish means to surpass something. As much as a man's mind will be widened, the man will find out decent things from meanness. When a soul starts to be filthy, mind starts to become narrow. Want of material or wealth can be meet up very soon, but it not easy to meet up the wants of soul or mind. An ugly mind snatches away all the beauty of a nice face. A dirty mind makes a man's soul and sight ugly, and that ugliness makes the lives of yourself as well as your family miserable. A narrow mind has not appearance to be seen. Destructive activities, bursting out with anger and blindly opposing others' opinions are its symptoms. He who thinks one and utters another is the most complicated man. Give independence to your mind, do something good for him who harmed you. Man should make his mind wide. Be simple like child, drive away all anxieties from your mind. The body should be made strong to follow the command of the mind properly. He who is mentally weak is also weak in his works. Destruction of mental power is the actual death. If purposes of the two minds are the same, the two hearts will also be the same. Power of attention is inherited, it is also optional, acquired by education or practice. The qualities and the characteristics of the stimulators like sharpness, shape, color, movement, repetition, novelty, opposition, etc. make a mind attentive. Besides that, motivation, desires, known situation and physical characteristics also are the causes of attention. Besides the qualities and characteristics of the stimulators, closeliness, regularity, similarity are also the conditions of attention. Continuous and devoted attention of a mind towards a particular subject is called concentration. In this way, a matter can be properly understood. Power of attention is a valuable mental reform. To succeed in life, a deep and concentrated mind is required. The power of a concentrated attention improves through practice. In the process of habitual practice, it becomes a nature of a man. As a result, efficiency of work will be multiplied several times. Acquire firmness, self-control and purification of your mind. The only way to acquire knowledge is concentration. If you practice days together, a mind acquires power of concentration. Difference of results occur due to difference of actions. But if you can control your sense organs and concentrate your mind, you can use this power according to your requirement. A mind wanders everywhere. So why it does remain limited to one kind of nerves. Don't keep your mind limited to your body, feel the presence of your mind everywhere. This is a conscious self-realization. When the mind remains calm and stable, only then our whole power is utilized. and mental power is matured by controlling the emotions of nerves. Focus your mind inwardly. You are too lucky if you can make your mind free from illusions. Mind is an active media with sign. It is both a commander and a follower, limited and unlimited at the same time. Control the outward desires of your mind. We should have the power to concentrate and separate our mind when required. People take time to learn something as they cannot concentrate. Absorbing all knowledge and science to integrate with your habit is called simplicity, and it is mental health. Variety of knowledge and opinions are not a state of mental health. A calm and quiet mind is the source of power. It is possible to produce a new reality controlling your mind and conducting your body accordingly. Everybody will succeed if each of them becomes attentive to their work. Attention makes genius people. All types of education, chaste devotion, efficiency, scientific knowledge and expertise depend on attention. You should have a place at a corner of your mind to cool down your mind. But it takes time to grow it up. Thousands of corals make an island in the sea with its shells. Likewise, there are many minds which are solitude.